He's
This
already got
conference
a
will
start.
now be recorded.
Okay.
Andre, I think it's me, right? Or is it you?
I mean, I can moderate tonight. I can get you next month.
No, Brian's moderating next month. He told me
Yeah, that
at
is
dinner.
right.
He's moderating May.
Brian is in Japan, by the way.
Oh, he is? Oh, nice. Okay,
Mm.
that's why he said he couldn't moderate today.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. Did we lose Ashley? Did we lose Ashley, or is she still on?
Looks like Ashley, something happened.
Ashley. Yeah, she's back.
Okay. All right. Welcome to the group, RMC support group for April 2025. Hope everybody had a great time. I know we all had a great time at the walk last month out in Houston. Um, so yeah, we're gonna get started. We have a new person with us this evening, so we're just gonna go around, introduce ourselves and our connection to RMC, and then we'll get to any questions or comments or anything that anybody has to add to the group. So I'm gonna go around and I have Ashley introduce herself. So hi Ashley, my name is Andre Sneed. I am a moderator for the RMC support group. I was diagnosed with RMC back in 2019, April 2019. So 6 years since I've been diagnosed this month. I immediately got my kidney removed first, and then I moved to Houston where I was under the care of Dr. Masao at MD Anderson, and went through several different chemo regimens. For about a year and a half, chemo regimen, immunotherapy, also radiation, and I got my first clear scan October 2020. So yeah, that's my story, and now I'm here raising awareness and helping out where I can. All right, we're gonna go to David. David, if you want to introduce yourself, and your connection to RMC.
Yep. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So my name is David. I was diagnosed with RMC in July 2021, and like Andre, I had my kidney removed. I did chemotherapy for about 6 years, and like Andre, I had the good news of having clear scans since chemotherapy. And sorry, it's one more thing I want to say. I'm very sorry to the people in this group that I didn't meet. I came to Houston, Texas for the walk, but unfortunately there was a fire near London Heathrow Airport, and my flight was cancelled. And I got the next available one, which was very hard in itself. I managed to meet Andre, Brian, Carissa, and some others, of course Richie. But I'm really sorry. I'm very devastated that I didn't get to make the walk.
We have next year coming up, March 26th.
Great, brilliant. I'll try to make sure I'm there.
All right, thanks for sharing, David. We definitely enjoyed your company at dinner. Very,
Thank
very
you.
humorous. Okay, Heather, do you want to can you introduce yourself and your connection to RMC?
Yeah, I've got my baby right here, so I'm gonna apologize in advance if she is a little rowdy. It's past bedtime, but I just got home from work, so doing the best I can. I'm Heather. I was diagnosed with RMC January of 2023. At the time, since I don't have sickle cell trait, they basically told me, RMC was off the books for me. We didn't do any type of biopsy or anything. I had my kidney removed. The biopsy was taking forever to come back, so I kept bugging my surgeon, and finally he told me they sent it to Cleveland Clinic, and they thought it was RMC. So it came back positive for RMC. And I had just found out I was pregnant at the time. So I ended up at MD Anderson. I started chemo when I was about 18 weeks pregnant. I had my baby 7 weeks early, right here. After that, I resumed chemo. I did about 27 rounds of chemo in total and 37 radiation treatments. And I found out in January that I'm no evidence of disease. I had another scan the end of February, also no evidence of disease, and I go back to Houston in 3 weeks for my third scan for the year. So I'm really hoping to be no evidence of disease again.
Okay, Heather, thanks for sharing.
Andre, real quick, could you ask them to say where they're located as well so people will know what city and state they're in?
Okay, okay.
Oh, sorry, I'm from the UK, so I'm sorry my camera is off. It's 1:10 in the morning here. So yeah, I'm in bed.
Okay.
I'm right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina.
All right. And I'm from Alabama, but I live in right outside Atlanta, Georgia, right now.
And David or Heather, do you need time tonight?
I don't think so. Basically, just please be praying for no evidence of disease again. That's my hope.
Sorry, what was the question?
You need time tonight?
Do I need time tonight? Sorry.
Like, yeah, like, do you have something you want to talk about? Do you need time?
Oh, I see. No, I don't think so. I would just, the main thing was I was very gutted, very annoyed that I missed the walk. And as Richie said, there's always next year, but no,
That's right.
not really. Thanks.
All right. Carissa, can you give us a quick introduction and your relationship to RMC?
I'm Carissa. I live in New Jersey. I'm close to New York City as well. I'm born and raised there. So the way I'm related to RMC is my husband was diagnosed with cancer 6 months into marriage. He had like gone through treatments in New York, and then also like at MD Anderson in Texas. So that's how I met like Richie, Andre, and Alexa. Um, through through like connections with MD Anderson. My husband passed away in 2020. Actually, it's this month. It'll be April 28th. It'll be 5 years. Um, Now, but yeah, he passed during that time, and then yeah, I was luckily Richie was like there with me when he passed away, so I was very lucky to have her, especially during during the COVID time. Yeah, but started helping started the support group, so wanted to make sure everybody else has like a support I had from Richie, and you know other resources where people can ask questions. So.
Okay, thank you for sharing, Carissa. For those who joined us a little later, we have a new member to our support group. So we're just going around giving introductions, your connection with RMC, and where you live, currently. And if you have any time tonight, if you need any time tonight to discuss anything that you want to discuss, let us know. But right now we're just doing introduction. So, Milton, can you introduce yourself and tell us how you're connected with RMC?
Sure, Andre. My name is Milton, and I live in Newark, New Jersey. And my connection is that I lost my son at the age of 20 to RMC. So during part of this journey, Richie reached out to me and we communicated. And I've been, I started I came on to this group page, group meeting during the time of my son's journey. And I've been here since. That's it.
All right.
Is there any questions or anything? I don't know what to say.
Thank you for the introduction, Milton. Do you need any time, anything you want to discuss for tonight? You need any time later?
Um, no, not actually. Just only things just been working on a few projects and so on, and I'm just like mentally, physically drained. I had um, a minor medical situation, but it's just taking its toll. So I'm just a
Okay.
little bit worn out. But no, there isn't much I could talk about. I'm just here for the experience of being here.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Um,
Okay.
Danielle, do you want to give a quick introduction and tell us your connection with RMC?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Danielle. This is my first group being a part of this. I live in Omaha, Nebraska, but I'm originally from Southern California. I was diagnosed with RMC on February 11th after a few months of trying to figure out what the heck was going on. And I've been currently going through chemo treatments and just kind of trying to stay positive and hope for the best. So I'm very grateful to be here and to hear different people's stories, whether you're directly related to it or with someone that you love. I'm really happy to be here. I don't really have too many people to talk about this with. So thank you for having me.
Uh, thank you for sharing. And that's what this group is for. To support each other, uplift each other, and discuss our shared experiences. So thank you for joining us tonight, and hopefully you can gain a lot of knowledge, from everyone's story and everyone's journey here. Um, Renee, can you give us a quick introduction and your relationship with RMC?
Renee, you're on mute if you're trying to speak.
Okay, we'll come back to Renee. We'll go to Kawanda. Kawanda, can you give us an introduction and your relationship with RMC?
Kwan, the same thing, you're on mute if you're trying to speak.
Okay, we'll come back to Kawanda. Um, is it that TT Marcy? Can you give us an introduction and your relationship with RMC?
Uh, yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Uh, I contacted the group. I don't know. I think it's been like a month or so ago about my nephew, JaVale Cooper, and I just wanted to come on and thank Richie for her support. Fortunately, my nephew did pass. Uh, he passed March 27th, and he passed on my sister's birthday. And we're having a service on April 11th, which happens to be the birthday of my brother that passed away from a kidney disease. So I just, oh my God, just asking for prayer for my family, uh, and any support groups. My brother is not doing good with this. Richie did reach out and speak to him, but this is his second child that he's lost. The first one he lost to Sid. So if anybody could just send some support groups for us and keep my family in your prayers. Uh, he was diagnosed last year in 2024 in October, like 3 days before his dad, my brother's birthday. All the scans came back that the chemo was working. And so, I don't know, JaVale was 28, so he took that, I guess, as, I can relax, and then he just got worse all of a sudden because he wasn't. And so I guess I could say that, please, God, treat this. Your life depends on those treatments. Please stay healthy. Uh, don't skip thinking the fight is over unless you do, I guess, get a clear scan. Unfortunately, we think JaVale had this way before he was diagnosed because he did have they told him a slip disc in his back when he was playing football in college. And I don't know, guys. Just pray for us. That's all I can say.
We will definitely keep, you and your family in our prayers. So sorry for your loss. Yeah, no, it's tough, a tough one, but we're definitely gonna keep you in our thoughts and our prayers. So, thank you for joining and sharing your story with us. Um, you know, these stories are the reason why we keep, pushing forward and raising awareness for this disease because it's definitely a tough one. You know, Dr. Masao spoke at the walk, very, very passionate. Him and Dr. Tanier about what they do, and they're definitely working and striving to find a cure for this cancer. So, thank you for sharing, and we're gonna keep your family in our prayers.
Thank you.
Curtis, can you give us a quick introduction and just your relationship around RMC?
Sure. I'm Curtis Street, and I'm a board member of the CJ Johnson Foundation. And so that's my affiliation with the organization. I've known Richard for many, many years. I don't want to say how many because then you will determine how old she and I are. So, anyway, I do want to say for those of you who have lost loved ones, you are in our thoughts and prayers. And for those of you who are dealing with this disease, we are praying for you and your families too. So, just battle it out, and we know who's in charge. So, don't forget about that.
Thank you, Curtis, for those words of sharing your story. Um, Alexa, do you want to give us a quick introduction, just like your relationships around the RMC?
Sure. And I'm in Texas. I got to know about RMC through Chris's husband, Carlos. And I want to say super quick, Marcy, we are holding you and your entire family in our hearts right now. We love you. We care about you. We're so sorry you're going through this. But I wanted you to know we all are holding space for you and holding you in our hearts. I don't need any time tonight. Thank you, Angel.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Alexa, for sharing. Miss Ritchie, do you want to give us a quick introduction and share your relationship with RMC?
Okay, did we do Ashley already?
I was going to come to Ashley next.
Oh,
I was
okay.
just,
Okay, I'll
yeah,
do as you say, Chief. My name is Richie. I am the founder of the Chris C.J. Johnson Foundation. My son Chris was diagnosed with renal medullary carcinoma in 2011, and subsequently he passed away 15 months after diagnosis. This was Chris's vision, was to start the foundation um, so that others would not have to go through what we went through. It can be a very lonely journey, and we're here to provide support in any way that we can. Our numbers are available to you. We're accessible by phone, Zoom, or whatever you need. So I just want all of you to know that you can reach out to us at any time.
thank you. Thank you, Ms. Ritchie. Um, Ashley, do you want to give us an introduction, where you're from, and your connection with RMC?
Yes. Hey everybody, can y'all hear me fine?
We can.
Good. Okay. So my name's Ashley. I'm 31 years old and I live in the outskirts of Atlanta. I've come to find this group by someone I met off of TikTok because one of my videos went viral, and I guess I used the hashtag RMC, and I luckily found my people. It's not a very popular thing. Um, it's not a popular cancer, so it was like only 56 posts related, and somehow she found me. Her name's Critney, and I'm thankful for her because I've never had anyone to talk to about this. So it's really cool. Not really cool. It's unfortunate, but very fortunate to meet all of you today. So how I came about RMC was I had lower back pain for a few months. I was kind of overpassing it because I did like stalking and stuff like that. So I thought maybe I pulled something or whatever. I'm the type of person that, oh, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. So I just kept brushing it off, and then I ended up going to the emergency room about 3 times in the month of October. And the last time I went, I was just like, look, it's something deeper than this. Like, I really need scans everywhere. Like, it's something that's not right. So my cancer, unfortunately, has spread it to my lungs. And so they was thinking it was lung cancer at first. But long story short, I ended up having to get my left kidney removed in December the 3rd of last year, 2024. And that's when they informed me that I had kidney cancer, actually. And so at first I was thinking I had two cancers, but later in the month of December, they determined that it wasn't lung cancer. It was just the RMC had traveled to my lungs. Um, so I was scheduled 6 rounds of chemo. Um, from what I say, it's like, well, from what I hear, it's a very strong chemo. So I had a head full of hair, not this crap, but I had a head full of hair locks. It would have been 6 years this month. Um, but now we got Samantha. This is Samantha. I didn't want to come on here straight bald headed on my first meet, but it's all good because I learned that you're very beautiful with no hair. Like hair is like regrowable and all that. So that was probably the scariest part of the journey because we already know what's the worst fear of the journey, but the hair part was like neck to neck with that for me. And it was my identity. So um what was I going to say? Oh, I recently just had a, a scan of my pelvic, abdomen, and my chest 2 weeks ago. And my doctor today told me, because I just had my treatment today, got the port all nice and patched. Um, this is my fifth one, by the way. So my next one is going to be on the 29th or 28th, I believe. But they told me that my scans were incredible. And I was like, how? Why? She was like, what's that? That's a big word. So I was like, don't get me excited. So I was trying to keep a straight face. I was like, can you explain? And she pulled up the pictures of my old set of lungs, and it was just like covered in like white, like a mask, you know, how I guess it spreads or whatever. And then she showed me a new picture of my lungs, and like it was like very faint looking, like way, like totally different. So, fingers crossed that the chemo is working, and um I can continue something after the sixth treatment, because I don't want to take a break on this. And I think that's what they're thinking about doing, just to see how it goes. And that's like my biggest fear is like taking a break, because it's very aggressive and it's unpredictable. And so that's why I'm trying to get in contact with MD Anderson and get my doctors talking so I can go there after my sixth treatment so they can tell me what's going on too. Because I'm at Emory in Georgia. I'm not sure if you guys heard of that hospital, but it's pretty popular here. But they may be specialists, but not RMC specialists. And I need an RMC specialist. So I know I'm blabbing. I'm sorry. I'm just excited to see you guys' faces and just talk. Like, oh my God, this is fun. It's not like an interview. Everybody, my friends and everything, if I go out to lunch with them, I feel like I'm being interviewed. Like it's no more about who I was, like the fun, Ashley, hey, da da da. It's like, how are you? So when you found out about your cancer, like I'm like, oh my gosh, like can we not talk about this right now? Because you wouldn't get it anyway, but you guys get it, and I'm grateful. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Ashley. Do you have any questions for the group or anything you want to ask? Any questions that you may have surrounding RMC or about MD Anderson or anything you have on your mind?
I actually do two questions.
Okay.
Um, today I Oh, I did not mean to do that. That's funny. Today I meant to I thought when you ring the bell, it was like when your scans are clear. And they told me today, like, get your dance ready because you're gonna be ringing the bell next treatment. I was just like, why am I ringing the bell for? She was like, because you did your 6 rounds of chemo. And I was like, oh, I thought I thought like ringing the bell was for when your scans is just completely clear, but is it true? Like if they got you scheduled for 6 treatments, they'll ring. So what was that about? I'm like, what am I celebrating? It's still there.
Um, well, I didn't ring the bell personally until I had a clear scan.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to add to that?
Well, I'm just wondering if it's just because it's a different hospital. I know MD Anderson's definitely, so it might
Yeah.
be because it's a different hospital.
It's
Yes.
yeah, it's at the end of the round of treatment usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Each
they only
hospital's
scheduled me for
different.
6, so maybe that's why. But I was just kind of confused because it's like I want to ring the bell, of course, but it's still like I'm still working on it, so I feel like incomplete about ringing the bell. Um, but that was just a small minor question. My main question, after listening to a few of you guys' stories, um, first of all, I'm sorry for your loss of anyone that you lost due to this. Um, but the question is mainly towards the last young lady that spoke. I forgot what her name was about her nephew. Um, when she said that he had clear skins and then it got worse out of nowhere. Like, I just wondered if anyone could elaborate on it getting worse, even though it's clearing up. Because it's kind of like I don't want to build false hope and excitement because it's aggressive, but it don't feel aggressive yet. I feel like the worst part was my kidney hurting, and I was down bad for months, like bed rest for sure, because no matter what way I turned, like my kidney was tearing me up. And I don't feel that anymore. Like I'm able to walk around and all this stuff or whatever, but I'm worried. Like, where's the aggressive part? Because everybody's like, this is a very
Let,
extremely aggressive
let
cancer.
me let me uh add a little bit I guess a little clarity to that part. So when I first started doing chemo, um like the cancer was shrinking, and then after so many rounds it became resistant to that type of chemo. So Dr. Messiah put me on another chemo regimen. Then I had to start that process over. Um, and then it became resistant again. And then I had to start another chemo regimen. And I did radiation in conjunction with that. Um, and once you get a clear scan, man, it's an amazing feeling. But at MD Anderson, um, so for a certain amount of time, you have to, go, like I had to go back every 3 months for a year um, to get another scan to make sure that, the cancer didn't return or anything like that. And then it became every 4 months, and then it became every 6 months. So I just got to the point now where I do one scan per year. 5 years, pretty much 5 years since my last clear scan this year. So um, it's just something, that the oncologist got to be vigilant with, and, to make sure that, hey, um, this is, you are in the free and in the clear. And even if the cancer does become resistant, they need to be, you know, on point as far as getting you to the next chemo regimen. Dr. Masala, MD Anderson, is very good at that. And, he always positive and always trying to move forward in the right direction, because that can be discouraging sometimes when you hear that the cancer has become resistant or anything like that. So um, just throughout the journey, because it can be a tough one, just stay positive, and as much as possible as you can, and yeah, keep pushing forward and moving forward, but definitely stay vigilant, along the way. Does anybody else have anything to add as far as that
Yeah,
part of the
yeah,
question?
I know for Carlos, like he had like with his treatment, I would say probably like within like 6 months he had been in remission. Um, that was back in like 2017, so 8 years ago. I know like at that point his doctor was kind of like they don't do any, like she said it's like a cancer that does come back a lot, but they at that point they weren't really doing any preventative treatments. I feel like they kind of do that a little bit more, or have like the chemo like a little bit more. So now it's less likely to come back. But I would also like say just make sure you're like aware, like don't ignore pain, or like make sure you kind of like bring that up if there's like some uncomfortableness, because that could like be an indication. So um but yeah, so yeah, and I say like everybody's journey is like everybody's journey is different. But I know like with Carlos, like he had like survived like 3.5 years with like going through different treatments. And I think it's really, like, I think you're doing the right thing about like pushing to come to MD Anderson, because there's so many um different treatments they have and clinical trials that they're looking into. So like if something doesn't work, like they could try something else. So I think that's I think that's the right decision to make for you. um
Mm.
and if you don't like, and if you feel like a treatment's not working, like don't be afraid to bring that up, and they can look at that to like they might do a scan earlier or so, like just to see. And like Dr. Marcel will like kind of determine if like that treatment's working or not.
Okay. Um, I'm just thank you for that. I'm definitely gonna try to keep my head up about it. It just makes me nervous when they say take a break because I talked to Dr. Ritchie on the phone and she said this is definitely nothing you take a break about, and that really just kind of put me like, okay, I need to go into Emory and ask what are my other options because I don't want to take a break. So I'm really hoping that they reach out to the doctor and they can talk, do whatever they need to do. If I need to go to Texas, I will. It's been a long time, so I can use that vacation time, but also just time to get this figured out.
Yeah, and actually, I would just clarify too when they're saying taking a break, make sure they're not talking about like your counts being down, because
Hmm.
sometimes you do need a break from like chemo if like your like immune system is not working and stuff. So I would just clarify why. Like I always have, like I will always ask, like, okay, why are you saying that? Like, what's the reasoning? And make sure, like, when you're going in, like you like you understand their reasoning. And if they can't explain their reasoning, that's where I would like dig a little further. But
Okay. If you guys have, I'm I'm a few months fresh into this journey, so I really don't know the questions to really ask to get the answers that I need to hear, or I feel like I freeze up when, they come in, they're talking, I'm just listening more than just like asking questions, if that makes sense. And I'm not
Yeah,
sure why. I haven't done research either on RMC because I'm scared. The last time I looked it up, I just typed the name and it was already given like life expectancy. And it kind of freaked me out and I just never went back to look at it. So I'm really kind of just going with the flow with this versus like, you know,
Yeah.
I, I'm already, like, my mental is already crazy. Like, oh my God, what's happening? So I feel like if I read more, it would make me even more like that.
yeah. Ashley, I think it's important that as questions come to mind, that you jot them down. It's always good to have a tablet with you at all times. Write down the treatments that you're receiving, and then I can connect you. At least try to see if we can help facilitate and make sure Dr. Masal is aware of your case as well. So, and then Andre is good with that as well. So we'll connect with you after the meeting,
Okay.
and just to make sure that he is aware of your case because he can treat from afar.
Yes.
So just
And
want to.
he's man, he's great at, reaching out and working with, other doctors. Like I said, Dr. Masal is great, and he definitely would be willing to do that. And he's one of the RMC experts, so it's always good to have someone that deals with, these cases on a regular, to have them looking over, your specific case and working in conjunction, with your doctors or whatever. So it's very important.
And
Andre, did we ever circle back to Kawanda? I think we may have lost Jazz. Jazz is, I think, Kawanda's son, if I'm not mistaken.
Kawanda, can you give us an introduction and your connection with RMC?
Hey, yeah, it's me. I didn't want to talk. I just was getting Jazz on to introduce him to the group. We did get a call from Dr. Tanier while on the call with you all, so we had to get off for a second. So I don't know what I've missed, but now he's gone, so I'm trying to finish up. Um, I'm not a I'm a talker, but I'm not a talker. So I don't know. I have so many questions, so many feelings. So I just don't want to project them because when I deal with this, I'm just very emotional. So
Yes. Well, thank you for joining us. Like I said before, like this support group, I mean, we're like family. We in some way, we're all connected to RMC, whether it's people that are currently going through it or people that have survived it, or caregivers and people that actually lost loved ones during this RMC journey. So um, like we come at it from all different angles. So um, definitely thank you for joining us. And if you have any questions, we can circle back around to you. Or if you want to talk to Miss Ritchie or myself, or Carissa is also a moderator for this group, one-on-one or, offline or something like that, we also can facilitate that as well if you feel more comfortable that way.
okay, thank you. I was just hoping he'll get back on so he can ask the questions.
Okay. All right.
So
We'll be waiting.
maybe so. Thank you.
All right.
Wanda,
Thank you.
you may want to share with them, Jazz's age, and I think you're Slidell, Louisiana.
Yeah, Slidell, Louisiana. He's 24. He'll be 25 May 17th. Um, he was diagnosed September 10th of this past year, 2024. And we've been seeing Dr. Tanier since then. Starting September 26th is when we started care with MD Anderson, Dr. Tanier. We're on coming up on our ninth treatment. Um, right now, he's experiencing neuropathy. So this is another part that we're going through. Um, his CA 125 levels are up and down, which we try to um, understand uh, most of this. I don't think I'll ever understand it fully. I don't know. And yet, a reading Ashley will get you crazier. So I don't know. I don't know what else to say with it other than I'm trying not to explore the internet because it directs you to this page and that page. I'm trying to just continuously follow the doctor's words and care. And first of all, just consistently believing in God. So
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And this group, we have, people that have defeated this disease here. So, um, myself, David, um, Heather has had good scans, and Pam's son. We're gonna get to Pam here in a minute. So there are, a lot of things you read. It may be, negative because this journey, is a tough journey. But there are people, even in this group, that have, um, beat this disease and came out on the other side. So I just wanted to make sure to add that. And the main thing is, staying positive, staying encouraged the best you can along, this journey. Um, Pam, can you give us an introduction and your connection with RMC?
It looks like you're not on mute, Pam, but we don't hear anything.
Okay, is that better?
Yes, now we can
Yes.
hear you.
Okay, so I was diagnosed with RMC um, February of 2023. And I started treatment with MD Anderson March of 2023. I've had 2 rounds of chemo, combination chemo radiation. And I've had no evidence of disease since June of 2024. So now I'm just on 3-month surveillance, and I kind of live my life 3 months at a time. I don't make any plans, just in case. But that is my RMC connection.
Pam, do you how often do you get scans now?
He still has me gone every 3 months.
Every 3 months. Okay. Okay. That's great. Thank you for sharing. It was definitely good to see you at the walk in Houston. So yeah, thank you. Let's go to, did we go to Renee? Renee, do you want to give us an introduction and your connection with RMC?
Hi, everyone. I'm Renee. My connection with RMC is through my nephew Jazz, and Kiwanda is my sister.
Okay.
This is our second time on. I think this is her third time. So we were trying to get him to join the group. So, if he had any questions or to see, other people going through what he's dealing with. But I think he got off right now. I think he had got a little depressing for him in the beginning. So maybe next time we'll get him on again. But I'm just here for more support and to get any information I can to better help him. And I know he was dealing with neuropathy. We just found out. He didn't say anything until he went to the doctor today. So I was wondering if anybody on here has dealt with that. Like any recommendations that you can give me that I can maybe tell him that maybe helped, like any without medication, like any kind of thing you were doing that maybe help with it, because I know now they're thinking about holding his next treatment because of that. And I know it's not always good to just keep postponing the treatment, so he has to get through this neuropathy thing to continue his treatment. So if anybody has dealt with it, any recommendations, anything?
I know I dealt with neuropathy. I think when I was going through chemo with carboplatin and paclitaxel, I think the neuropathy got pretty bad.
I think that's what he's on, the carboplat.
Carboplatin. Yeah,
That's
that's what it is.
Mhm.
It's that cocktail.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely causes neuropathy. Um, they do have like nerve pain medication. I think gabapentin is one of them. I think also I did like acupuncture as well. That was one of the things that kind of helped, and um, so I kind of dealt with it in some aspect until I finished like my chemo treatments, and then eventually it went away.
Oh,
okay.
eventually when it went away, did you lose
Yes,
any nerve in
no,
those areas? Okay.
no, no. My
Okay.
hands and feet are perfectly fine now, but that's just something. That's just one of the side effects of the chemo. But once you
Mhm.
finish your chemo treatment and get further removed from that chemo, you're gonna start, your the neuropathy is gonna get better. Of course, you're gonna start growing your hair back and all. So the
Yeah.
further you get away from those treatments, uh, the less neuropathy you're gonna feel. So, but it didn't cause any permanent nerve damage or anything like that
Okay.
in the
Okay.
long.
All right. Thank you.
Neuropathy too.
Yeah. And like at MD Anderson, they do have an acupuncturist there too. And usually a portion of that is covered by your insurance as well. So that's
Okay.
like a, if you're getting seen at MD Anderson. I know, like, my husband, he did some treatments at MD Anderson, but he was also getting treated at New York Presbyterian, and they also had acupuncturists over there. So I know that helped him out a lot doing the
Okay. So
acupuncture.
do we have to make an appointment? Is it like the doctor's office visits too? Okay.
Yeah, you might need to get remind me, like, correct me if I'm wrong, Andre. You might need to get like a referral to get the acupuncture,
Yeah,
but
they can talk with like the nurse and just let the nurse know that you want to see get
Okay.
acupuncture done, and they'll make the referral and get the appointment and stuff scheduled.
Okay. Sounds good.
And just so you know, neuropathy is one of the common side effects from chemotherapy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the fact that he's going to probably be pushing back one of his treatments, well, his next treatment, because I think it had gotten so bad. So I just was worried because him pushing the treatment back, so trying to hurry up and get rid of that neuropathy.
Yeah,
Right.
and sometimes I guess they'll lower the dosage of the chemo, so the neuropathy or the side effects won't be too bad. So I think that's another option that y'all can talk with the
Yeah,
doctor about.
Dr. Tanier just mentioned that as well when we were on the
Hmm.
phone with him. He said we can possibly either eliminate the toxin for a little bit and push his treatment back just a week further to see if that's going to help um, with the neuropathy. So we're going to try that.
And gabapentin sometimes help too.
Yeah, I mentioned that, Miss Ritchie. Yep.
Okay, I missed it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Ki-
Yeah, he did mention
Kiwanda.
neuropathy as well. I mean, the
Um,
gabapentin as well. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Okay.
I also had like some pretty severe neuropathy when it came to the carboplatin and Taxol. I noticed it was a lot worse with the Taxol. One thing that my doctor recommended that I start doing was icing my hands and feet throughout my treatment. He explained that, like, whenever you ice your hands and feet, they get super cold. It reduces the blood flow to your
Mm-hmm.
hands and feet while you're getting your chemo treatment. So not as much chemo goes there. And I wish they would have told me that in the beginning. I feel like it would have been a lot more beneficial at that time, but no one did. But I started doing that like halfway through my treatments, and it didn't um, make the neuropathy go away, but it did stop it from progressing, I feel like. And that, along with the gabapentin, helped me out a lot.
Okay, so you were having pain as well, or was it just a numbness?
I was having a lot of tingling in my feet, mainly at night. It felt like there were needles all over my feet.
Mm.
And I also had numbness in my fingers, but the icing it really did help me. I wish I had started it earlier on.
Yeah, we were just told about the Susie Pack today. Susie Pad from Amazon today. Yeah.
Oh, Ashley,
So,
you have your hand up.
I'm sorry. I wanted to ask a quick question about the symptoms. Is I don't know if I'm going to describe this correctly, but do you know what I mean when I say like dead legs? Like where it feels like
Mhm.
when you're sitting down, it feels like heavy. Like it's very uncomfortable. It don't hurt, but it's like it feel like you need to stretch, but not really. It just feel like, is that something to do with nerves, or I don't know if that's something else? Because I've skipped my gabapentin for um like 2 days. I just got my refill today, and like I started feeling that, especially today. It was just like heavy, heavy legs. Like I don't know if I'm describing that correctly. Feel free to do some rocket science on that one if y'all ever felt that.
Anybody want to chime in on that question?
I had muscle weakness with the steroids where it just felt like when I moved my legs, it just like it was heavy. Um, but not necessarily when I was sitting. It was mainly when I was moving. I got heaviness.
Oh, so what did you do about that?
You know, it was only during the 3 4 days of steroids that it occurred, and then it went away when came off of the decks. But it can cause some muscle weakness. The steroids can at high doses.
Okay. Okay, I'll look more into that. I was just wondering what that was because it doesn't happen when I'm standing or anything, only when I'm sitting for like a long period. And maybe it'll be like a little tingling at the bottom, but I take that as a sign to get up and walk and do
What
something.
what what chemo regimen are you currently on right now?
I'm on. Y'all are really impressing me with the pronunciation of everything. But the one I know for sure it starts with the P, and it's the ones that 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 one, and it was the other one that Andre mentioned. That,
Carboplatin?
that one, yep. Those are the two that I'm on.
Yeah, those two normally cause like some type of neuropathy, so tingleness or anything like that in your feet and hands and stuff like that. That's one of the main side effects from those
Okay.
chemo drugs. So um, if you feel any tingliness in your feet, that's one of the side effects. And you know, like I said, maybe acupuncture or gabapentin or some other combination. But the I guess further you get from taking the chemo, the better it's going to become. So it's not a permanent situation type thing.
Okay. So gabapentin is actually very, very, very essential, even if it's low dose.
I took it when I was going through that chemo to deal with the neuropathy, and I also did acupuncture as well.
Okay. Thank you all for answering my question.
You're welcome. Um, Danielle, did you have any questions that you want to ask the group? I know you said this was your first time with the support group tonight, right? Did you have any questions about anything or anything on your mind?
No, kind of just taking it all in, all the stories, all the suggestions, the advice. Ashley, I really appreciate you sharing your experience. Like, sounds like we're kind of both fresh into this and, trying to figure it out and learn a lot of things. I could just say for my own experience, like I've had to advocate quite a bit out here for myself in Nebraska, and just to be heard, just to be listened to, just to get scanned, just to get everything, and including having my doctors consult with I've been saying his name wrong apparently all this time,
Mhm.
Dr.
Dr.
Mazal.
Mhm.
I have not met him in person, so I will get it right by the time I meet him. So, because I am trying to come down to Texas to see him as well. But that was one thing that if you have questions about your treatment, I would definitely push your doctors to communicate with him because he's been very responsive to me throughout this process. And I've asked my doctors to talk with him since January, and they finally did like last week. And it changed the course of the treatment that they were going to do for me, which was continue chemo when they wanted to do surgery after my second round of chemo. So if you have questions, if you have concerns, like he won't give you like treatment advice because he can't, if you're not his patient, but he gave me resources and information that I could pass on to them. And he's like, if they need any questions, if they have any, I will talk with them. I will work with them. We consult all these cases. So having him in my corner, even though I'm not like his patient yet, has been very like empowering for me as well, because this is scary and it is hard to go look at all this research. So even the research he sent, he was very clear, about different things. It's been really helpful. And if you need questions, like it kind of led me to create documents. Like I have a document that's like essential questions for my oncologist and what do I eat? And I was tracking my food for a while and I have all these different things that I've created because okay, if you're not gonna talk to him, then I'm gonna be the go-between. We're gonna talk a lot. I'm gonna have lots of questions. So if you ever, want something or just one of those questions or anything, I'm happy to share that as well. It is scary at this time.
Yeah, Danielle, that's all like awesome. Like, glad you're doing like the advocating. I did want to mention like too, we do have sometimes we have specialists come on these calls too. So if you guys ever want to hear from like particular specialists, just let us know and we'll get them on the call. And then we also record the videos. So we had like a dietitian come in. We had a radiologist come in to talk about those things. So like if you guys have like want to watch those past calls, like those are there too. And I feel you about like the questions. I used to bring my laptop with me, like every, and I think it's just helpful because sometimes like just having like spinning out a lot of questions, wait like
Mhm.
just having them all listed out before like the doctor leaves out, and like I also feel like having that they'll like they see you're engaged, so they're more engaged too. So I think like don't be afraid like to have your list of questions and go through them.
Yeah, I find it really helped not feeling like I was rushed out of the office or the appointment, and it got things moving in a positive direction when I felt like I wasn't being listened to. Like, if you got to go above your doctors because they're not listening to you, then you have to do that because this isn't like guess and check. It's not Russian roulette. Like, it's our lives. So, I like be, we can be invested, we should be invested, and we should also be heard and listened to as well. So, I'm I'm all for that. I call myself a consummate harasser, which I do it, do it just the right amount, But we should all do that. So, so thank you for hearing me, having me be part of this.
Yeah, it's what you say is very important. You your own best advocate. So asking questions and making sure that your doctors connect with an RMC specialist is very important. So definitely very important for this journey.
Oh, Andre, I don't think Nikki like introduced herself.
Okay. Nikki, can you give us a quick introduction and your connection with RMC?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yes.
can.
Oh, okay, good. I'm Nikki from San Diego. My brother Xavier, who's 34 years old, has RMC. Um, he had his kidney removed in November and was diagnosed with RMC at the City of Hope in January. Um, um, let's see, we recently got some positive news at my brother's last checkup. The scan showed the cancer shrinking, and the current chemo treatment is yielding positive results. So that's our update.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Nikki. Definitely glad to have you here and a part of our support group. Did you have any questions or anything that was on your mind that you would like to ask or? Um,
No, I was just kind of listening to what Ashley was saying, how, her oncologist was really excited with her results. And that was kind of my brother's oncologist's reaction. She was extremely pleased with the news. But we were able to discuss with Dr. Masal kind of the next steps and what to expect kind of after these positive results. So one of the things they're going to do, they're recommending a PET scan to kind of make sure all the cancers gone. So So yeah, we're just got a couple more rounds to go, and we'll see what happens.
I have a question for you, Nikki. This is Rick.
Yeah.
Is he being treated at City of Hope in Duarte or City of Hope in Irvine?
No, he's being. You're right. He's being seen at City of Hope in Duarte.
In Duarte, and who's his GU medical oncologist there? Because we know a bunch of them.
Dr. Dwarf.
Oh,
Yeah, he has Dr. Dwarf. So
well, you tell Dr. Dorf next time that you're in. Please tell her that you're in Ancan's RMC group
oh, I'll let her
because
know.
because she knows us very well from prostate cancer. We send a lot of, not a lot, but we send a whole number of patients to her. I just sent her a note yesterday, this
Did
morning,
you?
because she did a she did a talk um, on something called ViewMedi. It's ViewMedi is a platform where they record talks that doctors do, and sometimes they're short and long, different. Anyway, she did a talk at Scripps down your way um,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
about a month or so ago, and it was short. It was about it was a it, well, it wasn't that short, but it was a really good talk. And I just wrote to her and said I was so impressed. Um, and I have told her in the past that we do RMC, but I didn't realize she treated the RMC patients there. I thought it might have been they've got a couple of other people who do kidney there. So I thought
Yeah.
it would have been them.
Dr. Masal mentioned Dr. Monty at City of Hope was one of the specialists that treats
Yeah.
RMC. But
But
we were diagnosed with the RMC after he started seeing Dr. Dorf. So
oh, after he started seeing, what was he seeing her for before? For
well,
prostate?
it was just diagnosed as a clear cell.
Oh, it's
Uh,
clear cell. That's
yeah,
why. Yeah.
yeah,
Look, she's great. She's caring. She very, very smart, like super smart.
yeah,
And she likes us too. You know, we get it. We can, if I write to her, she always responds quickly. But I will actually send her a note and say, I heard that you got, that there's an RMC person, that you got an RMC
yeah.
person.
Let her know, Xavier.
Yeah, I
Xavier.
will. I will. I will. I'll send her a quick. What I expect will happen is she'll probably send me a note back when she sees what I wrote to her, and because I actually wrote to her because I wanted to tell her about an unusual patient we have, an unusual young prostate cancer patient that we have. And when she writes back, I thought, that's great, Nikki. And you be
Yeah,
sure to tell her next time you see her that
I'll let her know. Yeah, she's really collaborative with Dr. Masao. So
yeah, yeah,
I'm really
yeah.
impressed with that. Yeah.
No, she's well, Dr. Masala, of course, is super. We all know that, but she's really good, Dr. Dorf. So I'm not pleased to hear that your brother has RMC, but I'm really pleased to hear that Dr. Dorf is interested in RMC. So that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
Sorry to interrupt, guys.
No problem, Rick. Thanks for joining us. We have a few new callers on with us this month. So we're just going through giving a quick introduction. Rick, do you want to give a quick introduction? Just let everybody know who you are.
Oh yeah, no, I'd be happy to do that. And by the way, if you haven't been in this room before, please put your email address in the chat window, and we'll make sure that you get the reminder for the groups for this for the upcoming groups. Just stick your email. You can send it to me personally. You can just put it in the email. But we want to be sure that you get the reminders, and we'll put you in there. I'm Rick Davis, and I guess I don't much like the I word, but I guess I founded this a long time ago. This platform. We started doing virtual support groups back in 2010 on the telephone. And today we have about 40 groups a month, 40 sessions a month for about 15 different conditions. If any of you haven't experienced any of our mental health programming, it's great. Men speaking freely is great. Men only. Women speaking freely is great. That's women only. We have care partner. We have a great care partners group. We have a writing class. We have a art class. We have a whole bunch of different things. So if you go onto ancan.org, I'll put it in there. You can sign up for everything and anything. And that's who I am. And RMC was not on my radar at all until Miss Alexa, who isn't here tonight, brought it to my attention.
She was on a little earlier, Rick.
Oh, she was?
Mhm.
Okay, great. Because I was worried that I didn't see her. But okay. So she brought it to my attention because she was treated at MD Anderson, and so she got to know all these people on the top line there, like Carissa and Andre and Miss Ritchie, and we have been working with all these people. And Milton, we've been working with all of you ever since, trying to increase and improve the level of awareness. And that's all I've got to say. I see Ashley has her hand up.
Ashley, did you have another question there?
I think that was just up from before.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, now it's down. Okay. Oh, I think I see fuchsia nails there. Do I see fuchsia nails? Like there's something fuchsia keeps flashing across. Oh, it's the pencil. Okay.
All right. Thanks for sharing, Rick. Thanks for giving your introduction there. I think we got around to everybody. I just wanted to open back up to see if anyone else had any more questions. This would be the time.
Andre,
Yes, go ahead, Milton.
um, uh, I wanted to, like, I guess, address Kawanda and her what her nephew's going through with the neuropathy.
Okay.
There's a device that I'm currently using for my nerve pain for my sciatica. Although I've had an epidural and the nerve still lingers. I mean, still sensitive. However, this device, which is available on Amazon, is a TENS device, TENS, and that's something that's also used by physical therapists. And as a matter of fact, if you Google neuropathy, it'll say one of the remedies, acupuncture, and also TENS device, and this is available on Amazon. So you actually hook it up. The wiring has pads, these pads that or sticky pads that goes onto wherever you feel the discomfort, and you attach it to the device, and it has itself, when I turn this on, it has different um, electric pulses depending on where it's located. It goes from the neck to the hands, the feet, the back, elbows, knees, and wherever. And I can swear by it because I'm currently using it. It's attached to the pads are attached to my back right now, and I give myself a jolt or use it for from 30 minutes to an hour, and it actually works. It's effective, and it's something. I even have a setting for acupuncture, so it's inexpensive, and I could legitimately say it works, and also physical therapists use the same device. So if you can't have access to an acupuncturist or whatever it is, in between, obviously, if you're having pain at midnight, you can't get an acupuncture at midnight, then I'd say it's worth investing. It's less. They have the one I have is, I guess, the best reviewed one is under $60 on Amazon.
Mm.
So it's something that could be considered for neuropathy. If they want, if anyone want to use it, but I know I'm using it. So so all I can say is that I'm just making that suggestion. And I'll put it out there. Hopefully it'll be helpful.
Thank you. We'll try it.
Okay.
I'll give you another neuropathy tip, which I was given probably about 3 or 4 years ago now. I have neuropathy left over from my own cancer treatment, um, and it's a really simple, cheap one, and it does work for some people, which is vitamin B6. You can just get it at CVS or Walgreens or wherever. Um, and for me, it has made a heck of a difference. I just take one tab a day, but you can there. I think there are 100 IU's or 100 milligrams. I forget. By the way, run it all past your medical team. Um, I say you can use it, but just verify because there are always cross interactions and just make sure. But it's been great. Most of my issues are in the winter when it's colder. Um, and I've even found that sometimes if I'm having a bunch of pain at night, if I take an extra one at night, it's helped me. So it's one of those things for the sake of $15 for however many hundred pills. Try it and see if it makes a difference. It's probably not going to hurt, and it may make a difference. So, and it was the person who told me a couple of times. It was somebody who used to moderate for us in the prostate cancer group who had been on carboplatin, I think, and docetaxel and carboplatin, and so try it, and the other stuff that like Milton was talking about the the acupuncture, but of course you can't get acupuncture in the middle of the night. Gabapentin, a couple of other things, but those are more invasive drugs. But the B6 actually has been pretty good.
All right, thank you, Rick, for that.
That's a pleasure. Now, I did want to say one other thing since you're coming to the end of the meeting, and this is something only two of you in the room know about. Um, that's Miss Ritchie and Milton, but I do want to make a quick comment on it. So, we tried to get a large grant from Daiichi Sanyo, and the purpose of that grant was to educate minority communities about biomarkers. We worked closely with Dr. Wendy Garvin Mayo, who's an amazing member of our advisory board. She's an oncology nurse practitioner. She has her own company. She's been much involved in clinical trials. I mean, she's great. She's great. And she came to us and said, "What about we do this?" And I kind of worked with her a little bit, and we reshaped it. And what I tried to do, because it wasn't on her radar originally, she is African American, but it wasn't on her radar, was to include sickle cell as a cancer biomarker. And she put a fantastic grant together, and Milton helped us shape it. But what we didn't do, and this was our bad, is we never drew the connection between ANCAN and CJ Johnson and the two communities where we wanted to trial it, which were Houston and Newark. And so we put it all in. They liked what they did, but they didn't see how we could, what access we had to those communities, because we didn't tell them. And we didn't think to tell them, but we should have done. I think it's probably too late for this year, but I also think that we've got a really good chance we can try again. Um, and there's a lot of money there, and it will allow us to put together some education teams and teams where sort of a teach the teachers team. So we'll be teaching people who will go out and teach other people, and the idea will be to make people much more conscious of testing for sickle cell trait and also of RMC. So we can't go in and say, well, we want to do RMC awareness, because we probably, I don't know how much time they would give us, but if we back into RMC awareness through biomarkers, cancer biomarkers, and sickle cell trait, I think we've got a chance of getting somewhere. So I just wanted to mention that to you, because there's always stuff going on that sort of behind the scenes, and I think it's might not be this year, but there's a good chance it could be next year.
Thanks.
And thank you to Ms. Ritchie, and especially thank you to Milton for helping us shape this grant and coming up with what we came up with. We appreciated it a lot, Mr. Wade.
Rick, just to I think to briefly that, when I said Newark, and I feel that the push should be one particular area in New York City is the Harlem area, because as a city council person in District 9, which is also Gregory Gray, um, who recently passed.
Right.
And I believe that this is a close-in community, at least that section. So it wouldn't be like the entire
Better.
city, but
Yeah.
it'll be a better fit than Newark, which I'm still trying to work the logistics, where we actually have someone there, Aisha Gray, and they have a strong community presence. So just in the future, instead of Newark, I believe Harlem, New York should be the location that should be used next time.
And I think what happened was that we didn't sort of want to get into that level of detail, but clearly we should have done, because it was important for the people awarding the grant, so they could see how we actually could carry out what we wanted to do, because they felt that it was a heavy lift for us to do. It's an important thing, but it's not an easy thing to do. And I think if they would have understood the sort of granular level that we have connections into the community through you, Milton, and through the Greys, and through Miss Ritchie, that it would have made a big difference for this year. But what I do also feel is that we preserved credibility. So we didn't lose any credibility. We didn't get the grant, but we didn't lose the credibility. And we'll be able to think a little more about more of the details. And maybe it's very difficult, because they only give you 500 words or something like that in total. So it's not like you can, write a whole long thing. But anyway, I did write to them. I think I CC'd you. I wrote back to Daiichi and I said, oh, well, we actually do have really good access on the ground level. And if they come back again and we have the opportunity to talk more about Harlem and District 9 will do it. But all is not lost. But we've just got to wait. So and then we can get Milton and Carissa and out there into the communities and train the trainers. That's that's what we're trying to do here is train the trainers, and of course we'll get a couple of people out in the Houston area as well. So
All right. Thank y'all for sharing that info. Ms. Richie, you got anything you want to add at the end of the meeting here?
Not really. I think it was a great meeting. I did want to share that my story was accepted by AUA. So I'll be going to Vegas at the end of the month to share my story
good,
with the neurologist. We'll see how it goes.
Good, good, good.
good.
I know, Rick, that's your
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. I mean,
I mean,
the best advice I have for you. They push this program every year. We've gotten into it. We gotten into it a few years ago. Last year, one of our advisors, not an advisor, but one of our moderators got in. It bothers me because I don't think they give this program the credit and the credence that it deserves. And you sort of get up there and you basically get the old bum's rush. So if you feel, don't take it personally, Miss Ritchie, because we've seen it before. And every year they go out, oh, we want patients and patient stories and this and that and the other. And then you get up there and you have these great stories and you've spent all this time putting these slides together for a 5 minute, and it just doesn't. It doesn't have it. I have real issues with the AUA because they pay lip service to patients, and but there's nothing there.
Yeah,
They,
they are allowing this year, they're allowing 25 minutes, but I'm a little bit irritated over the fact that we have a special area where you can come in and sit and you can come and go. So I think honestly that they're going through the motion to pretend to be interested in
exactly,
stories of patients just to pacify a goal that they may have. So I picked that
exactly.
up from the meeting. I've already picked that up. So I'm
That's exactly what they do. They do it not just for these patient stories. They do it in other areas too. And I've called them for it.
mhm.
I've literally called them for it, and I've been thrown out of AUA. I'm persona non grata. ANCAN is not. I am persona non grata because I've nailed them for this. They don't care about patients. I mean, we've tried to work with them on
Right.
mental health issues for bladder cancer patients, for prostate cancer patients, for kidney cancer patients. They're not interested. So they put these things out there so that it looks like they're doing something, and they push you off on they really push you off onto one side. I think that probably the place where we really should be focusing more is like ASCO or the NCCN. Um, and one of the reasons for that is I think that the medical oncologists and the GU medical oncologists um, are a lot more compassionate and concerned than these damn surgeons. Um, it's well, you can say it gets my goat because you think you're really going to be able to make a splash, and then you don't. But it's good to hear that they're giving longer to each person this year, because in the past they haven't given you that time, but yet they haven't had enough people anyway there for a quorum to create good discussion either, because they don't commit to it.
Exactly. It's a free ride, so I'll go tell my story.
Yeah, exactly. It's a free ride, so that's right.
Oh,
That's
you never know who you're gonna meet.
Exactly.
Yes, and
Connection.
that's another good
They
point,
impress
Chris.
someone. They may do something different or change the way they practice. You never
Yeah,
know.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And before we break here, I just wanted to add that CJ Chris Johnson Foundation did a great job with the walk last month. Everybody had a good time. You know, a good walk was put on, and just want to thank Miss Ritchie for all her hard work and what she do, and Mr. Curtis for the work that he does with the Chris Johnson Foundation. Man, it was amazing. I know my family enjoyed themselves there, and it's a good, it was a great opportunity to, meet other RMC patients and a fellowship with each other. So thank y'all for that.
We had a great time. The weather was beautiful.
We did.
We just made a whole weekend out of it. It was just wonderful. Several people went to church with me on Sunday. So next year, hopefully, we'll get more to go to church. Just want to fill it up with RMC community. So
Miss Ashley has her hand up. Go ahead, Ashley.
Thank you. So I came in late after the walk. Do we only meet one time per year?
pretty much.
Yeah, the walk normally happens in March every year
Mm.
Oh, okay.
in Houston.
Okay. Just suggestion for the future, maybe twice a year would be awesome. Cause I really would rather not wait all the way till next year to meet y'all smiling faces. But I am late, better late than never, and I definitely will be at the next one. If
Well,
God
If
wills.
you
yeah.
come to Houston, look me up. I'll be happy to meet with you. Everyone
Yeah,
that come to
we
Houston, I
can.
try to meet up with them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I-
and
I'll keep
I
that in
want to
mind.
say, Miss Ashley, get your little ass into this group as often as you can, because you can always meet with people in this group, and we've had a second meeting. We may well start a second meeting again, but that one of the purposes is so that people can come together.
Yeah.
Oh, Ashley, I will be in Atlanta the 23rd of this month, 23rd through the 25th.
Okay.
Wait, Ashley and Andre, how far are you guys from each other?
I'm
I mean,
in Southside.
yeah, I'm southeast. I'm in Conyers. I'm in Conyers, Georgia.
That's probably like an hour, 45
Okay.
to an hour. Yeah. Atlanta would be the middle.
I will be staying at the airport.
You're staying
Curtis,
at the
Curtis
airport?
goes to Atlanta all the time.
I just came back from Atlanta on Sunday.
Maybe when you come out, Miss Ritchie, we can all, link up and
I was just
fellowship.
about to say that
Yeah,
because my next treatment's on the 28th or 29th, so I'll be my best energetic self before that last treatment.
yeah.
So I would love to meet you guys, and of course the people who's not in Georgia. I'm sorry, but I would want to meet y'all too. I just started walking around my neighborhood, doing 1 to 2 miles a day. It's not
Oh,
much,
good
but
for you.
I do what my lung allows. So I'm gonna be walking right with you guys next year. Just ready,
Oh,
okay?
good.
Pro walker.
Good
Good,
for you,
good,
Ashley.
good, good.
Now, look here. If you guys get together, you have to send pictures because we always put the pictures in the reminder. I don't know if there should have been some walk pictures in the reminder. They usually are. Um,
We
but
didn't post anything, but I have some I can send. We'll
well,
get
we need to, and if we have Captain Andre and Miss Ritchie and Curtis and Ashley, we want a picture that we can put in the reminder, right, Carissa?
Yeah, true, true. Also, actually, if you're ever in New York City, hit me up. Love to meet you. Or in New Jersey, but I know more people like to in New York City. So,
Okay, I've never been to New York City, so what better time to travel than now? So
exactly.
I can make that shake to see what's going on in New York City. Is it true what they say about the rats? I'm kind of scared. Other than
Yes,
that, I'm cool. Okay, like you gonna help me out if like I take off running or anything like that?
you're
Just
on your own, Ashley.
I mean, I've never experienced that here. I've definitely experienced a lot of crazy things in New York, though. But you know,
That I see the videos. It's very interesting, and I'm excited to see that too. But I would love to meet with you, so we can talk about that.
awesome.
Thank you, guys.
All right. It has been a great meeting. Definitely wonderful to see everybody's faces. If they're, like Carissa said earlier, if anybody that y'all want to come on a meeting, I mean, we had Dr. Masal on the group meeting. We had Dr. Tang, a radiologist. We had a dietitian on here as well, just, to add, some more meat on the bone for any, in-depth questions that you guys may have. And they'll be willing to share. So just let us know. And any questions that y'all may have offline, I'm always available, Ms. Ritchie and Carissa as well to, answer any of those questions. But it's definitely great seeing everyone. It was great seeing everyone for the walk last week as well. And as always, just continue to stay positive. We understand this RMC journey is, can be a tough one, but we are definitely here with you to support you in pretty much any way that we can, throughout your journey. Then when you come to the other side, you can help us uplift some more people. So, um,
I do want to say, Andre, that if you want to schedule an extra meeting because you've got a guest physician or dietitian or whatever it is, we can always do that. We don't like to take time out of the support group meetings for education sessions because so many
mhm.
people need um, the support.
Yeah.
So we can make the meetings longer. We can add an additional session. We're always happy to give you more time if you've got somebody special that you want to be talking to.
Okay.
And just a quick, Danielle, I see you say, I think it'd be great to have a specialist on the call. We can definitely do that. But like I say, we try to um, not take time out of the support part of it. So we want to make sure that everybody has enough time to talk about their own issues and everything else. But then we also want the doctors here too, to inform you. So a lot of times we will create a separate session for that. But we'll work with them. How's our friend in Albuquerque?
Melissa?
Yes.
Melissa's doing pretty good. She's in the wheelchair sometimes, but she's walking a little bit better, so she's feeling a little better.
Oh, good. Okay. Tell her I said hi.
Okay,
How do
Okay.
I get added to the email list?
I
Um,
got you.
the upcoming group sessions and stuff like that.
Um, if you want to put your email in the chat window, Renee, I'm going to put all these. I'm going to put all these people above in right after the meeting. So if you do you know how to use the chat window?
I'm adding now. Let me know if you see it.
It's the two little boxes at the top opens it up, and if you put it in there, I will be happy to add you, or you can even just tell me what it is if you want. It's not too difficult.
I just
Yes,
added
I've
the
got it.
chat. Okay.
Okay, Renee. And what should we use as a last name for you?
Brown is fine. BROWN.
Okay, will do. I'm having to guess at a few last names here, but if we get it wrong, we can always change it. Got it. Okay, perfect. Got it. Okay, it
Okay.
shall be taken care of.
Thank
And please
you.
come to our like women speaking freely, and the art class is just awesome. We now got a creative writing class that's run by Regina Gordon, who's an amazing African American poet that we just love. and she's doing the creative writing class. I think that's on Thursday. So you know, so they're all free. They're all drop in, and I think they will make a difference. We hope they all make a difference.
I'm
I haven't
sure.
seen Captain Andre in that writing class yet. I don't know if I'm going to be.
I might have to get in there, Rick. Hmm.
All right.
All right, thanks, Rick, for that info. Like I said before, myself, Ms. Ritchie, and Carissa, we're also available, outside of this meeting as well to help, answer any questions or help facilitate, doctors or put some pressure on some people. We got to, ain't that right, Ms. Ritchie?
Oh, yes, for sure.
If we have to, we will.
I'll
Um,
let y'all know how the if they connect or not, because
yeah,
I'm waiting
yeah,
for the
we'll
connection.
put some
I'm
pressure on them.
Okay. You tell
I'm
me. You can
gonna
just
call
tell me.
y'all.
I'll be after them if they don't connect, and if they don't send me a picture, it's all over. We're done.
Okay, pictures
Okay.
noted. Noted.
Okay.
All right.
And
Um,
Rick, I sent you some pictures from the walk.
Send them to. I want to see them, but also to make sure that Alexa gets them and that we put them into the next reminder.
Okay.
That's what we want. All right. Good
all
night,
right.
everybody.
Good
All right.
night.
All right, Rick.
Night,
Bye.
Our
everyone.
Night,
next
night.
our
No.
next meeting is May 13th, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Um, so yeah, looking forward to seeing everybody then. Until then, you
What
all
is it again? The first Tuesday of the month, is that right?
No, the
Oh,
second.
David's here.
second
Hello,
Tuesday.
David.
Second
Hi,
Tuesday.
hi, Rick. Okay.
Second
Second
Second.
Tuesday.
Tuesday of the month.
Oh,
Yeah,
and I
and
guess
sorry again that I was late for the walk, but I'm so glad to have met Andre, Richie, well, Carissa again, and even Aisha I met
Yeah.
on Sunday or Monday. Yeah, Sunday, which was lovely.
Also, I know Rick mentioned about the people who have the talents as being like a dietitian or something
Mhm.
to schedule an extra meeting. If we weren't able to schedule an extra meeting, will that person like chat me their number? Because I would like to talk about that too. But if not, I'll be looking forward to the meetings with them as well.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have anyone lined up, but I will talk to. I'll make a note to talk to Alexa to work with Miss Ritchie, and we'll try and get somebody scheduled. Have we ever had the dietitian from MD Anderson?
Yes, she was on the call, and we only take about 15 minutes with them, but we do have it on one, I think it was what, October or November of last year?
Yeah,
It is on the
Yeah,
video.
I think it's yeah, it was around that time.
Hmm.
Actually, I think if you
yeah,
go back to the videos, helpful to look at. Usually they don't start at like 8 o'clock. They might start at 8:30 or so. So
right.
Okay.
wait
And
till
it's
Uh,
on the ANCAN RMC group page.
It
yes.
is.
Well,
It's,
it'll be on RMC on YouTube,
mhm.
the Ancan channel on YouTube. But reach out to Alexa, and she'll help you find it. Alexa at
I get,
ancan.org.
yeah, and I'll try to find it and send her.
Or I and you see, this is the problem also when we bring somebody into a meeting and we only take 15 minutes. It's like not enough because everybody has questions and they don't, and we want to take more time because we want to be able to really unpack the nutrition stuff. So that's one of the reasons why we try not at ANCAN, we try not to mix education and support, because yes, we can jam it all in together, but then we don't get enough of the education part and people wanting to ask questions, and we don't get enough of the support part. So a lot of support groups do that. We don't. We can do and we have done, but we don't like to do it because we shortchange the people. Ashley wants to have a discussion. Andre doesn't. As long as Andre's got his burgers, he's okay. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about that nutrition stuff. But people. But you get my gist. And so what we would prefer to do is come up with a separate session. We can find a time to do it, halfway through the month. We have a special session with a dietitian or an exercise person or both. But we'll talk to you about that. I think by and large that the participants prefer it when we dedicate a session to one thing or the other.
Oh, and Rick, I just wanted to mention too, with there was like when the time difference occurs, like if somebody could just check that that's right, because I know there was like issues like when times change, like Europe, there is a lag and like the time change, so just checking that, so like the wrong times aren't.
Yes. So there was I didn't realize it was on RMC, but on a couple of groups, when those times changed, it did make a difference. Kiernan didn't get it right. It gets really, I'll be honest with you, it gets really complicated with Europe.
Yeah,
David just left, but because it's staggered, because we change our clocks before Europe changes their clocks.
yeah,
So we've got two things going on. But if it is an issue, yes, that's something to take up. Why don't you send a note to Alexa on that
okay.
and ask her to be, that we need to watch out at around the time the clocks change. I don't think we put do we put European times on RMC or not?
Yeah, we have a lot of different, yeah, there's a lot
No,
of
no,
different
no.
ones in there.
On the reminder, do we put? I know we have people coming in from Europe, but do we put?
Yeah, we do. And, like
We
there's
actually put it
Australia
on.
time, there's Europe time, there's a bunch of times.
Okay, so just then, please tell ask Alexa to be extra careful around that time because we just had this with the virtual snow syndrome people last week where they set up virtual snow and they set up the time with a doctor from London and they screwed up the time because they didn't realize that there was a lag in the time differences. So we have to be more careful. But Carissa, if I could ask you to just take that up with Alexa, that would be good. I'll put it on my Alexa list as well for tomorrow. I'm putting it on my Alexa list right now. I don't know where my Alexa list has gone, but I'll put it on. It's somewhere here. All right. I got to go back